Hello, everyone. How are we doing? It's Spurs Live here, and we are back with a new YouTube video, more like a new live, and we are joined with people who know him as Netanel Cohen. How are we doing, Netanel? How are we doing?
Good, you?
Good. It's a bit dark where you are, but it's fine. Just about able to see you. It's all
Oh,
good.
wait.
All right. So, Netanel, what
Yeah,
we're
bit
gonna
better.
do now is all good, all good. What we're gonna do is let's review a bit about the match day one and how everyone went in terms of each team, because I think as Tottenham fans we tend to look just at Tottenham Hotspur, and I think it's not the best. Let's just send an invite, copy to clipboard. Let's just send an invite to the people at home or everywhere. They can join the stream if they want to join the stream. You can just click that link and you'll be in the stream. All right, Netanel, let's start with what did you make out of Tottenham Hotspur versus Southampton? I know we both didn't watch it, but I watched it afterwards. But what did you make out of the game? Did you like the result? What do you think about the 4-1 result?
4-1 is a solid result, first of all. First match, opening match. 4-1, solid result. Boost our confidence. I think Sessegnon goal will boost his confidence. He'll become much more confident in going up the pitch for Tottenham. Eric Dyer, first goal since 2019 or something, boosted his confidence. And then Kulusevski, and then their own goal. So I think everyone has a boost of confidence and will be going in ready and confident for the Chelsea match, which is really good because Chelsea will be our first proper test of the season. And yeah, because they're the one competing with us for third place, right? So it's City, Liverpool, and then us, Chelsea or Arsenal. It's probably us and Chelsea. So if we beat them, then we can probably get to third place.
Very, very, very true. All right, so we're going to go into Chelsea just in a bit, but before we do, let's say hello to a couple of the people who are in the chat. So, hey, Dimitris, how you doing? Good to see you in the chat. And we got Yoni Orkin in the chat as well. Nice to see you there. Mile High Hotspur, big up, lads. How are you doing? Thanks so much for joining us. The stream, it's good to have people in the stream. Nice to have some comments coming in. All right, so let's go on with the first game. And the first game to kick off the Premier League was Arsenal Crystal Palace. It was the game where I don't know why I can't see myself, but we can't see ourselves right now. But this is the game which was 2-0 to Arsenal, and as you can see, it was not the best result. All right, so what did you make out of that game, the 2-0 versus Crystal Palace? Arsenal, obviously, they're very, very, very strong team, and they're the youngest team in the Premier League, I'm pretty sure, or it's Nottingham Forest, not too sure, but they had a solid go at Crystal Palace, and at times they played as strong as prime Barcelona. What do you make out of Arsenal versus Crystal Palace?
Let's start with Crystal Palace. They weren't so strong in the match. I watched the highlights. They weren't so attacking. They had a few good chances. Ramsdale in goal. He saved them all. But Arsenal were really good. Jesus had a few good chances, was dribbling into the box, had a few shots on target, got blocked. And then Martinelli missed a goal, a very clear goal chance, which he could have scored. Yeah. But I think Arsenal were an attacking threat. I think they were really good at attacking. Their defense were not that good, and but I still think we'll beat them in the race. I think we'll come above them in the race in the Premier League. But I think they had a solid performance. Crystal Palace is not an easy team to beat. But yeah, they did well.
Nice. Look, I agree with you. I think Arsenal did very, very well. As much as they are our London rivals, they did do pretty well. You can't deny that. So let's just say hello to another person who is just joining the stream now. Dimitris, how are you doing, bro? Good to see you. What's up?
Good to see you, Josh. How are you?
Good. It's good to see you, mate. I'm good. Right. So let's talk a little bit about the Crystal Palace. Obviously, Netanel's given his thoughts on Arsenal's victory. They do look promising. You can't deny that. They do look like a solid team this season, especially Saka and Jesus. He's looking strong, very, very, very strong. I think Jesus can be up for the top goal scorers this season because Harry Kane's not going to be up there because there's so many goals in between Tottenham, in my opinion. Nunes could be up there. Haaland could be up there. It might be just between Haaland, Nunes, Jesus could also be up there. What are your thoughts on Arsenal? They're not smashing, but just beating Crystal Palace.
To be honest, the game against Palace, the way they played, they were just all over them. So, and with the new players coming in as well, there's not really much to say, but that's just their first win. But they can lose their games. I mean, their second game is against Leicester City, so they probably might even lose that or maybe win because because to be honest, it was just the start of the season, so and that was just their only first win.
Yeah.
But if you think of it though, all the Arsenal fans, when they see their team win, it's like they've just won the Premier League, which they just haven't. It's just their first win.
That's very, very true.
But to be honest, going in through the whole season, I can still see Arsenal finishing like 5th or 6th again.
Really? Wow, that's pretty mental. That's a pretty bad, big shout. 5th or 6th for Arsenal. We will do our Premier League predictions. I mean, we already did ours, but if you want to go see that video, that is in the past. But 2-0 Crystal Palace. That's a solid start.
2-0 Arsenal.
2-0 Arsenal. Sorry, what did I say?
2-0 Crystal Palace.
I meant 2-0 Arsenal, sorry. Usually it is difficult to play against Crystal Palace in the opener. They're a very, very solid team. And by the way, guys, Conor Cody just now signed for Everton. Pretty
signing. He's a pretty good defender.
I just saw that, yeah.
Long loan, like a loan.
Yeah, a loan deal.
Yeah. That's not bad. But if we're talking about Everton, we're on the likes of Everton. We're on the likes of how they need to up their defense. And they have to. Let's go on and talk about Everton 1-0 Chelsea. More like 1-0 Chelsea Everton. That's a bit of a not a great start from Chelsea. But not a great start from Everton. What are your thoughts? Dimitris, let's start with you. What are your thoughts on that loss from Everton?
To be honest, I actually saw the game on TV. To be honest, it wasn't really a good match because with Chelsea just winning that 1-0, because with Chelsea with that 1-0 up, it wasn't a really good match. But Frank Lampard, I think he needs to get a better players for his team.
I agree. I think Conor Cody is going to be definitely a good addition to the squad. Netanel. Go on, Dimitris.
I know they don't have Richarlison though, because he was one of their best players. But I know we've got him. But Don Calvert-Lewin needs to step up now because he's the only striker that's there for them to. If he wants to keep them in the Premier League, he's the only striker that's there.
True.
Yeah.
Very, very true. Netanel, Conor Cody to Everton. They're upping their game a little bit. They've lost Richarlison. What is this? What can they take from this game?
I mean, I didn't really watch the full highlights, but I mean, a Jorginho pen in extra time seems a bit like a bit fluky, Like it seems like Chelsea could have done better. and I think Everton could have scored a few goals. And that's it. I didn't really watch the game, so I have no input. But Connor Cody to Everton is a really, really good move because he's just such a top English defender, and I think really sitting the defense. But like, how much did he move for? Like, was it a free loan or?
No, it's a loan. I think
it's just a loan deal.
Is it just a loan deal? Yeah, it's a. I'll tell
loan
you
deal.
exactly what it is. It is a loan deal with where is it? Oh, here it's a Conor Cody signed for Everton was in a season-long loan, full agreement now signed. Yeah, no, it's not. No money involved.
Yeah,
on loan without a cost for Connor Cody. So that's really solid. Good signing.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's gonna be good. Let's get in another Spurs Live member, another Spurs Live part of the team, and hear what his thoughts are on the match day one fixtures. I guess. Aviel Price, how you doing, mate? How you doing?
Hey guys, what's up? What's up? It's good to be back. How are you
Good.
guys?
Fine, how are you?
What's up? Hi Josh. Hi Netanel.
How are we doing? How are we doing?
I'm good, and you guys? It's good to be
Good.
back. Hey, so what's the question?
Let's start with a quick word on what you thought on the Everton Chelsea loss.
On the Everton's loss to Chelsea?
Yes.
There's not much to think, especially when Chelsea got the penalty and it's Jorginho, so a penalty for Chelsea is a goal, that's obvious. Well, it could have ended as a draw. They got a lucky last minute in the late half and the first half, and I think Everton they've changed a lot in their team from last season. The way they play, the new signings, it's a different team. So I think Chelsea got they got a good result against them. It's not easy, but in my opinion, Chelsea deserved it. They built a team, but I think that's what I think. Yeah,
Especially playing Everton on opening fixture. I mean, in general, they're not the easiest team. All right, this is just a question for the panel in general. Right, Chelsea. What out of 10? Let's start with Netanel. Out of 10, how high are you ranking their transfer market? Let's just give a quick recap on what Chelsea have done. They have signed Koulibaly, they've signed Sterling, they've let go Rudiger, they have let go who else?
Werner's gone.
Werner. They have who else have they signed? Have they signed anyone?
Lukaku.
and they've let go of Werner is
Lukaku
left. Werner left RB now.
Yeah, Werner and Lukaku. Yes,
Yeah.
very, very true. All right, let's start. Netanel, 1 to 10. How high are you ranking Chelsea's transfer window so far?
I mean, so Koulibaly and Sterling, but they've let go Rudiger, who was a solid defender, and then Werner, who was basically their main striker. I mean, so Sterling's a solid signing. I don't know how much they signed him for. What was it, like 50 million or more?
30, 40.
30, 40 million, something like that.
That's a good sign. And Koulibaly also strengthened their defense instead of Rudiger. But I think that was a really good defender. He was one of the best in the league. He scored goals and he was a solid defender. So I'd rate it about like 6 out of 10. It wasn't that good.
Where did you want to bring him over here?
Solid. Dimitris, how much are you rating? How high are you rating Chelsea's transfer window?
To be honest, when their owner left Chelsea because of what happened in the war with Ukraine and stuff, they lost the whole money, so they couldn't sign a new contract. They couldn't buy any players. They could only sell tickets. But with Antonio Rudiger, his contract was actually finishing. So when Chelsea wanted, and Real Madrid wanted to get him, so he left. Lukaku, he's gone on a loan deal to Inter Milan.
Yeah.
Today when I heard that Timo Werner was going to RB, I thought I was like to myself, well, they've got no other striker because Timo Werner was their only striker. With the new signings, with Sterling on Chelsea, he left from Man City from winning the Premier League last year.
It's a decent transfer window, no?
Yeah, it's a decent. Koulibaly from Napoli. With Koulibaly going Chelsea, I think it's big up their defense actually.
Yeah. So how high would you rank the transfer window?
To be honest, I'm gonna give it like 6.
6.
Yeah, because with Sterling and Koulibaly, it was just their first game
Yeah.
of the Premier League.
Fair enough.
Actually, to be honest, I know Sterling. I have seen Sterling play that well with Man City, but with Koulibaly, I don't really know how he's played with Napoli because I haven't seen him play. So to be honest, I don't know how Koulibaly has been playing when he was at Napoli. But I'm sticking with.
So how much are you ranking him in total? Just a number.
For Koulibaly, I'm going to give him.
Transfer window in general.
I'm going to give it a 6.
Fair enough. All right, Aviel. You heard everyone's opinion regarding Chelsea's transfer window.
I'll tell you
what you'll say.
My say on the transfer window is 4.5. Now it's gonna be like why 4.5? They've bought top quality players. Well, they've lost a couple of their players, but it is a 4.5. You know what? A 5. I'll give them a 5 because it wasn't unbelievable. But they lost their key striker, Timo Werner. Yes, he might haven't been good in his first couple of years, but he was solid. He wasn't awful. He got the job. Lukaku is gone. And no Lukaku, no Werner. It's your main striker has gone. And Sterling, he just in the last year started to play striker. He's used to playing left wing, right wing, and that's their main striker now. So and with Armando Broja, he came back from loan. So the reason I'm rating it a 5 is because it's not like they've done anything. It's a Champions League team. A Champions League team needs to have loads of depth. You need to have 2 or 3 reserve strikers. For each defender, there needs to be 1 substitution. So even Spurs haven't done crazy good, but they've done good enough to have a good transfer window. But my point is, so Rudiger left and they brought back Koulibaly. What have they done to improve the team? So you know what, Rudiger and Koulibaly is in the same level, but by bringing Koulibaly, it's not like you improved the team. They didn't do massive improvements. Armando Broja came back. Conor Gallagher came back. So, they have got 2 good players back on loan, but they lost 2 to 3 strikers. So they lost main parts of their team where they really aren't doing well. And I just don't think it's an improvement. I think, well done. They got back the good signings. They've managed to form a strong team. It's a strong team, but what can you rate about this transfer window? So I'd give it a 5. It's not enough. The depth, it's not enough depth. You think
the big thing is the depth for you, like the depth is important, and I get it. Look, it's true. So we got here a 5 from.
We're going to play four different games: Premier League, Carabao, FA, and Champions League. What, are you
Exactly.
going to put the same squad when you have 2 or 3 games in the same week? Players are going to be knackered. How are they
Yeah.
going to play the next game? They can't. That's why
Very
depth is the most important when you're in top flight football and you're a top 4 club. That's
I,
it.
I agree fully. I agree fully. Let's just do a summary, quick summary. So we're saying Netanel saying 7 out of 10. Dimitris is saying 6, and Aviel is saying 5. Well, before I give my say on the Chelsea transfer window, we've got a much more, what's the word, experienced Tottenham Hotspur fan who will be coming up on the channel. He's new. I have never spoken to him before, and I'm actually looking forward to actually having a conversation, all of us, with him. He looks like he knows Tottenham. So without further ado, let's invite him to the show. How are we doing, Mile? How are we doing, mate? How are you?
What's up, lads? How you doing? Can you guys hear me good?
Yeah, all good, all good. Is your name Mile?
What's that?
Is your name Mile or is it Leo? I'm not too sure.
No, yeah. So my name is Leo. I go by Leo Coys. I'm one half of Mile High Hotspur. I got a partner named Duncan who joins me on the streams.
Yep,
Like you were just saying, we're fairly new. I don't know if you guys have heard of THFC Till I Die over there
yep.
in the UK. So we're basically their sister channel out here in the United States.
Nice.
So we just kind of linked up with them here recently. My channel's only like a month old, and it's going really good. So yeah, I seen that you posted in the WhatsApp group that you were going live. So I
Yes.
checked it out, man. I'm supporting anybody and everybody that's Tottenham related. So big up to you.
Fantastic, fantastic. Good to have some support on the channel. Um, wait, let's just try do something. Let's just try do something. All right. Okay. There's a lot of wind coming from me, by the way, Leo. A lot of wind, like a lot of.
Okay. I'm just trying to get used to my mic, so give me a second.
All good, all good, all good. So I'll just summarize and then come back to you, Leo, with a question. Um, so we've got lots of people who say Koulibaly is a good transfer. Rudiger is a loss. Sterling is a win. Is that really, like Aviel said, that's perfect? But Leo, can you hear us, Leo? Oh no, you're muted. You're muted.
I can hear you. It's because I have my AC on. It's freaking hot over here. So let me go turn it off real quick.
All good, all good, all good. All right. So then Sterling is a big win for all clubs, no matter who would have signed him, especially for the amount of money we got. And I very much liked what Aviel said there with squad depth, because in my opinion, I don't know about you lads, but squad depth is extremely important, especially when you're playing Champions League football this season. All right. So what? It's all good, all good. What do you think, Avi? I'll just come to you before we go back to Leo with a question.
Sure.
Where does Tottenham Hotspur need to improve in terms of the squad depth? Leo, does the mic work? All good,
You tell me, bro. Did I get rid of it?
all good. Yeah, perfect,
Cool.
perfect. All right. So one thing, Avi, I'll come back to you with a question. Leo, Chelsea's summer transfer window. It's a bit of ifs, bit of buts. Like not sure what's going on with it. They're a
Yeah.
Champions League team who's just lost one of the best defenders in the world right now, but yet have signed an
Yeah.
absolute that great player of the Premier League. Where do you rank Chelsea's summer in terms of Champions League football great summer or lower Premier League division? Where do you rank them?
Well, just real quick, I predict Chelsea to finish in fifth place, maybe even sixth, and it's due to the lack of signings. I know they were linked with a bunch of people, and a lot of their linked players ended up going to Barca, which I mean, that's good. I hope the rest of their targets end up going to Barca.
Yeah,
They they're definitely gonna be hurting for depth come the later stages of, let's say, the group stages of the Champions League, even domestic cup runs. They're definitely going to be put to a halt because they do not have the depth. I mean, let's be real. Yeah, they got Raheem Sterling. He still has plenty of football in his legs, but he's not as young as he used to be.
yeah.
Can you hear me good? Is it used to hear the wind?
Yeah. No, it's all good. Perfect.
Okay, yeah. Sorry, I just got this mic yesterday. I had having
No,
issues with the
looking
last
good.
one, and
Looking
then I
good.
just got a new one.
Looking good.
I think Raheem Sterling adds a new dimension to the Chelsea team. Don't get me wrong. I think it was kind of just like not a last minute, but it was definitely a panic buy. I don't know how they're doing with their English quota, homegrown quota, so they might have had to just buy him for that reason as well.
Yeah.
But anytime you get rid of an Antonio Rudiger, an Andrea Christensen, um, I know Espilicueta was touted to leave, but he ended up staying. You have to make up for those signings, and I don't think Koulibaly is going to take a good time to settle in. He's not going to fit in as good as Rudiger was with that team.
Yeah.
But if I was to give him a rating, I would go with probably like a 6.2.
Solid.
Just
I
because they
like
haven't.
that decimal. I like the decimal.
Yeah, you have to. I don't know if you guys seen the whole rating of
Harry Kane.
Doherty's
Yeah. Matt Doherty's.
goatee. You have to have a decimal. So every time I do a rating, I throw in a decimal for sure.
Yep. Look, I'm about to rate them, and I'm going to give them decimal point. I think that's the only fair way to rate them. I mean, look, Chelsea's transfer window for me, I don't feel like they're more of a threat this season. I know it's a bit weird because they've added more than they lost, but I don't feel like they're more of a threat. I feel like they're more experienced than us, and it's a big difference for me because being more experienced is not necessarily going to win you games if you're not better than the team. So for me, I think Chelsea, yeah, they're experienced. So when it comes to like winning a game, they might be able to win it just through experience. If they're good, then they'll beat any team. But in my opinion, I don't feel like they're a threat this season. I feel like they come down, and for that reason, I'm still going to give it a high mark because I feel like they've done well this season in terms of the transfers. But they've lost a lot of transfers like Kunde, like Rafinha, like Lewandowski. I'm gonna go with a 6.7. I think it's closer to the 7, but it's just not there yet.
Hey Josh, do you think that the fact that they're switching owners, it's not Roman Abramovich's football club anymore? Do you think the new owner brings a different type of vibe to his Chelsea team? Do you think maybe people are kind of not scared, but they're definitely shy away from going to a Chelsea, knowing that they're not going to be the big spenders that they used to be? They're not going to be able to, let's say, buy their championships like they have in the past with Roman Abramovich's money. Would you think the fact that they switched owners fairly deep into the offseason, it wasn't even like at the beginning of the offseason, so it took a long time for the purchase actually to happen of Chelsea. Do you think that might have had some sort of implications on the signings that they made?
I think so, but if it obviously yes, it all depends on the owners, but you have to look at the fact of it all depends on how much the team wants the players. It all depends on if Chelsea really wanted Kunde. I don't think that they wouldn't have gotten them. I think they could
No
have gotten.
player can refuse Premier League football. If you're a player from a big league, Premier League is the next step to saying, I'm world class. Come on, guys. Appreciate that. I'm world class. And you said Mile, yeah?
Leo.
Leo.
Oh, Leo. Yeah. So the reason I think Chelsea didn't make many transfers, Abramovich had a tie with the club. You can see when he had to get rid of the club, it was not more. It wasn't just an asset for him. The club was really something. So now it was something for him in his heart. Well, now we just need to see if the new owners really appreciate the club, and it's gonna take a while. And they just coming back to getting a club and then needing to make new transfers. It's not easy. It takes time, and only
Yeah,
time will tell how Chelsea will go with these new owners.
very, very, very true. I just want to add Dimitrios into the conversation. Dimitrios, if you were Chelsea, would you have gone for Kunde, or would you have gone for Koulibaly? If you could have only gone for one defender, would you have gone for the more experienced one, yet older, or would the one that's less experienced but's got a brighter future ahead of him?
See, to be honest, I don't really know how they both play at different teams. I think I would have gone for Kunde.
Yeah, fair enough. Kunde's in my opinion, I feel like Kunde's a much more of a Chelsea player.
Yeah, because with Koulibaly, like I said, it's like I said from before. It's like when Koulibaly was at Napoli, I didn't really know how much he's been playing, but with Kunde, because he's at Chelsea, I've seen how he plays, so I'll go for Kunde for Chelsea.
Fair enough.
I'd actually debate with you on that. I'd go for Koulibaly, you know. Nowadays, players like Luka Modric at 37 are still playing. Koulibaly is 30, 31, I think. Not older than 30 or 31. Well, nowadays, players like Ronaldo are playing top tier football when they're 37. Modric is still playing and he's above 35. Benzema. And these are players, the top players right now in world football, a lot of them are above 34. It's not like it used to be where 34 is, that's it, game over, your career's ended, that's it. Now you're going to need to retire. You know, fact is, Koulibaly is just 31. He's got like a good three years, you know, because he's quite fit. He hasn't missed many games unless it's cards, and he's quite fit. So he can have a good 3-4 seasons at Chelsea. Unlike, let's say, Kunde, who I don't think he fits the Chelsea. Forget Chelsea. I don't think he's the replacement for Rudiger. As Kunde is a more ball-playing, attacking defender. He can attack and he can join the counter-attack sometimes if there's a counter-attack he can join. But Koulibaly is just the right replacement for Rudiger. He might be a bit old, but he's a strong physical defender. He stays there, waits for the player to come towards him, does the tackle. He's, I think, the right player. He's strong. He's physical. He's the player with hunger that Chelsea needs. So that's why I think he's. That's why.
Fair enough. I'll come to you with a different question, so we can just move on from the question. Let's talk a little bit about the match days. Obviously, this is the whole segment. The whole segment is about the match days. All right. So we've just been past Arsenal. We've just talked about Chelsea. Just before we talk about Tottenham, I want to head over to the interesting, the most surprising result of match day one, which that was
Liverpool, Fulham.
2-2. Mitrovic, I think he's in Mitrovic, done a very, very masterclass versus Liverpool. Okay, where do we start from this? Netanel, go on, talk to me about that loss from Liverpool. I'm talking about a loss because it was as if it was a loss. 2-2. You're here. You're playing the first. You're playing a promoted team. They've done it for the past God knows how many years. First season, first game they play a promoted team. They should be easily beating Fulham, a new league team. I mean, what went wrong? What was the difference?
So basically, I think if you're a Premier League team contending for the title, you cannot go and lose to a newly promoted team. That's on match day one. You're just not going to get far with those results. But I think what went wrong was sort of I didn't watch the game again, watch the highlights, but Liverpool's defense, like Trent was just all over the place. The Mitrovic goal, Mitrovic had chances, and so did Fulham. They were having chances all over the place, and it was because of the lack of defending from Liverpool. Trent was really bad. I think Virgil van Dijk would have been their best player, and basically that's it. Yeah, Liverpool had good counter attacks. Darwin Núñez scored a really good goal, but I think at the end of the day, Liverpool should be winning this really easily. Like my predictions at the start would be like 5-0. 2-2 was a really big surprise. So basically, I think Liverpool should have strengthened their defense, and I think like they had the strongest three, like attacking three. They had Salah, Nunez, and who else was it?
And who was it?
Salah, Nunez, and I think it was what's his name?
Yes.
Diaz, the Colombian guy.
Yeah. So like
Oh,
that's
Luis
one of their
Diaz.
most strongest attacking players. They should be winning this easily, but as you know, right, Fulham did well. They had a lot of chances. Mitrovic came in clutch, scored 2, and I think when they 2 up, or was it 2-1? Well, how did the game go? Like, was it like 1-0 Liverpool, then 1-1?
No,
or...
it was
1-0 Fulham.
the first goal for Mitrovic, then Nunez in the second half, penalty Fulham, goal for Mitrovic, and then I think it was Salah.
Yeah, and then Salah scored the second goal for Liverpool and made it 2-2.
Yeah, and Liverpool had some good chances other than that, and I think Liverpool should have won, but Fulham played well. They
Look, it is what it is. It's a Premier League game. You know, you got results like this, and you got results.
You never know the outcome of a Premier League.
Exactly. Usually, you expect Liverpool to win. Leo, as you know, Liverpool have just drawn to Fulham. You know, we all should be really, really happy for this. But for some reason, I feel like we're not many people are happy about, you know, Liverpool drawing. I mean, yeah, we should be happy, but everyone's like, oh, it's the first game. This Liverpool draw to Fulham, what does this say to you anything regarding Premier League?
Yeah.
What does this
Yeah, it's not surprising at all to me. I predict Liverpool to drop points. I think we'll finish above them, and this is just the start of that coming to fruition. Liverpool, I think, is going to definitely be on some sort of a hangover from all their games that they played last season. They lost Mane, Takeshi Manimino, however that's pronounced.
Yeah.
He's gone as well.
Yeah.
They've made some good buys as well too. Don't get me wrong, but it's not easy to integrate class players with other class players, if you know what I mean. So I think they're gonna struggle. I'm not surprised at all that they drop points. What surprises me more is the fact that Mitrovic is scoring in the Premier League, which is something he's always had a hard time with. He's had a really good stint in the Championship for sure, but in the Premier League, he's definitely had a lot of hard time scoring. Other than that, yeah, I think Liverpool's going to continue to drop points. Probably not lose a lot of games, but they'll definitely draw a lot more games than they did last season. And it only opens up the door for other teams like a Tottenham to come through and scoop up those points. As long as we don't drop points, we should be good. So I'm not surprised at all. I'm not surprised at all that they dropped points.
Look, we should all be happy. We should all be happy about this. But I look. Let's do the Tottenham match soon. I want to go up whilst we have everyone because I know Dimitrios is the lead.
Can I just ask? I just want to have one word on the Fulham game. Yeah.
Go for it.
I just want to say, listen, yeah, it's a bit surprising, but you know what? I can't say I'm in shock that they drew. You know, first of all, Craven Cottage, it's Fulham. They've got quite a good it's a good fan base. It's never easy to play away against Fulham. They're a team who can always surprise you. They might not be most consistent, but they can always surprise you. But they made a couple good signings, you know. I don't remember all of them, but what I do know is that they signed Joao Palhinha. I think that's how you say it.
Yeah.
He's quite a good player, and I don't know how much of a difference he did. They signed Bernd Leno, Manor Solomon, yeah? It's players that they surely needed in the squad. And I don't know why Bernd Leno didn't start, but you know, they've got a strong team. They've got quite a good team. And normally, Fulham in the league, when they'd get promoted, they wouldn't do anything. No signings, nothing. Just couldn't care less. This time, they've put in the effort. They've got some good quality players, and you know what? I do see them staying up this season and fighting in the middle of the table.
Fair
Hey,
enough.
that was a good shout from you, young man, talking about Craven Cottage
Aviel,
being
Aviel.
yeah, it definitely Craven Cottage is a place that even I would like to go and visit. You know, it's definitely it's got a historical value, if you will. And yeah, Aviel, definitely, you know, the fact that you brought that up is on point because I mean it's still Craven Cottage is one of those stadiums that still has those beams that like cuts off the view from some of the fans. You know, it's like an older place,
It's
definitely a
on the
lot
river.
closer to
It's
the
also it's
pitch.
on the river. It's like a
Yeah.
beautiful on
So
the
it's
Thames.
definitely an atmosphere. It's an atmosphere that Liverpool shouldn't be uncomfortable playing in. But a lot of teams probably are going to go into Craven Cottage and feel uncomfortable playing there. So big up, Aviel.
Look, it's a good shout. I'm not gonna lie. Let's head over. All right, Netanel has to go. Well, I just want to say thanks so much, Netanel, for joining. Obviously, part of the Spurs Live crew has to go. Have a good one.
Bye,
Nice seeing
everyone.
you again. Have a good one, lad. All right. So now that we've got, well, I wanted to say this beforehand, but let's have a little debate here, shall we? I know this is very what's the word? Not toxic, but a lot of argumentative. Everyone has their own opinions on these two. A little bit off topic. Erling Haaland or Darwin Núñez? Which player is set to have a better season at their club? Obviously, Darwin Núñez is there with the price tag of almost 100 mil. Erling Haaland, which much less, I'm pretty sure like 50 something mil. It's tough on both them. Big shoes Darwin Núñez is filling in. You know, Sadio Mane. He's essentially filling in Sadio Mane's shoes. What do we think, Dimitris? Let's start with you. If you, yeah,
Come on,
what
Dimitris.
Darwin Núñez or Erling Haaland? Who's gonna have a better? Who's gonna have a more successful season?
To be honest, I have seen how Haaland plays with I mean I did I have seen how Haaland played at Dortmund. Darwin Núñez, he's come from Benfica. He's gonna have a better season. I'm gonna go for to have a better season at the Premier League. I'm gonna go for Erling Haaland.
Oh, we got the first Erling Haaland team in here. Aviel, Erling Haaland, Darwin Núñez.
Listen, fact is, Erling Haaland was compared to Mbappe. Yeah?
Yeah.
Am I wrong? He was compared to Mbappe. Now, Darwin Núñez, he's good, but he's upcoming. He's still upcoming, you know. I can't say. I know when he came to debut, Haaland, when he came to debut for Dortmund, hat-trick on debut. He didn't even do a whole game. He just came on as a substitute, hat-trick. That's like mad. That's mad. You know, and he's like a youngster coming from RB Salzburg for
Yeah.
like 30 million. That's a good like it was a good debut, and you know, he's a player who no matter against what defenders he plays, nothing will stop him. He'll play the same play style. It needs to be a problem. The way to stop Haaland, I think, is just when other teams stop the balls getting to Haaland, which means by marking players who will deliver the ball, like a De Bruyne. But point is, I think it's Haaland. Nunez, he's good. I'm not saying he isn't. 100 million, it's a lot of pressure on the back. So, you know, if he does do well, well done to Darwin Nunez. You know, it's just not easy. It's a hefty tag. It's a hefty tag. 100 and something million, and you're going to play top football from Benfica. So he was good in Benfica, but a transfer like Liverpool, big up. So it's just by the end of the season, we'll realize how much this 100 was worth, and then we can understand if he's really a top player like Liverpool claim to believe so. But I think it's Haaland, you know. He's got the extra little bit more years of experience, 2 years. He plays like he's been playing in this planet for a decade,
Yeah,
professional football. So it's Haaland for me. He was compared to Mbappe. Nunez is an upcoming youngster, so
right.
they're
Fair
not.
enough. Fair enough. I just want before I want to go on to Leo. I just want to announce that what's his name? Udogi is drawing Tottenham Hotspur. Here we go. Full agreement reached with Undinez for more than 20 mil after personal terms in place. Talented Italian fullback will be Spurs in 2023, wanted by Paratici. Udogi will stay at Undinez for one more year on loan.
Wow, that's a good
Okay,
transfer.
let's
Where did he
head
come
over-
from?
He Undinez.
Yeah, what team did he play for?
Udinese.
Oh, Indonesia. Let's go and talk to Leo. Leo, let's do this. And
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on this signing? I'm going to be completely honest with you. I have absolutely no idea who the hell this player is. But he's a Paratici signing. And just saying, Kulisevsky was a Paratici
Yeah.
signing.
Yeah.
What are your
No,
thoughts?
and I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if 90% of our fans don't know who Destiny Udogi is.
Yeah.
He's definitely. He looks like a stacked baller. He's freaking huge. He reminds me a little bit of Adama Traore, just in the physical aspect. I'm very stoked for this signing. I know on my channel and on different channels, I've touched a little bit about Destiny Udogi, and the one thing that really strikes me surprisingly is it's showing faith into Antonio Conte's system. We're buying wingbacks, i.e., Jet Spence, and now this Udogi. Granted, Jet Spence is at the club, and Udogi will be at our club next year. It's still showing an intent to back Conte in the aspect of a further view, not just for right now. We want to make sure that Conte is with us for the long run, and one of the ways that we can show trust in him is saying, hey, what are some wing backs? Because let's face it, you guys, Conte's system involves wing backs. We need to
Wingback.
have very good wing backs for Conte's system, and so the fact that we're
Also
showing
reserve
a lot of
wingbacks.
faith.
It's
Yeah,
depth.
yeah, for
Again,
sure.
depth. We
It's
need
depth.
depth.
It's depth. It's depth. But let's be real. Aviel, 20 million, 20 million for this Udogi, and then to loan him back. They have high hopes for him if that's the case. You know, 20 million pounds. That's a lot of money for right now. He would be our third string left back if he was to come into the club. You know,
He's a left back or right
possibly
wing
fourth.
back?
His left wing back.
Wow, that's
Wingback.
So
good.
he would possibly be our fourth if we're counting Sergio Reggie on there still. You know what I mean? So it's a
Nah.
lot of faith. It's a lot of money being placed on young Destiny's
On a 19-year-old,
shoulders. So
it's a
yeah. So, but let me ask you guys something. Did you guys know who the top two fullbacks in assists were last year in the Italian Serie A?
Who was it?
Udogi and Perisic.
Udogi and Perisic. So that's got to mean something there, you guys.
And he had
So
5
yeah,
goals. He had 5.
and he has 5 goals. Yeah, so I'm stoked for this
And
signing.
4 yellow cards. That means he's going into those tackles. He's going to batter there out there.
He is a signing that is showing faith for Conte. He is a signing going forward
just
saying, hey, you guys, this is for the future. Like I said, he's not going to play with us next year. Hopefully he'll be a Pape Matisar, come back next year, winning some awards, you know. But you guys, we should be stoked. We should all be stoked about this signing.
It's going to be an exciting signing. Signing. I just want to go to Dimitris. Dimitris, did this not worry you slightly? Obviously, Leo can confirm to you the answer because since he's done the research on Undogi, I have absolutely no idea who he is. But Dimitris, the 19 years old Destiny Udogi is only proven in the Italian league. We got it in for 20 mil. We've done the same thing with Brian Hill. We got him. Do you think spending 20 mil on him is the correct amount of money? Number one, that's question number one. And number two, is that the position you would necessarily go for, thinking that we've got Ryan Sessegnon, Perisic, and even if we got Serge Reguilon? So yeah, go for it.
Well, to be honest, I know he's been playing in the Serie A, and I have, and I know Leon has done the research of it. But to be honest, 20 mil. I didn't even know that we. I didn't even know that we were gonna get him, in our team.
Yeah.
And for the second one, like you just said, Josh, I know we've got Ryan Sessegnon and Serge Reguilon,
And Perisic.
and Perisic. To be honest, like with you, I've had heard a few. I've had heard a few complaints that Antonio Conte does not like Serge Reguilon. I don't know why, but
Yeah.
Doesn't fit the system. It's easy as that.
Yeah,
Is
he's got to go.
He's an attacking left back, but not a left wing back.
yeah.
He's a left back who goes up in attack, but not a left wing back, which is different.
Yeah.
Different.
See, it's like with a Perovic. See, it's like with a Perovic. He can give him game time where Son is playing as well, because he can play left.
Yeah,
Is it left
that's
mid?
true. He
Or
could.
left mid or
Yeah, he
left
could.
wing.
He could slide up there and play on the left-hand side. Ivan Perisic is so versatile that he could play left wing back, right wing, left wing, and I'm even tempted to say he could play it through the middle anywhere.
Yeah.
He can play striker. He actually did for Croatia a couple of years ago. Striker.
Pretty mental. Okay, Aviel, I know you need to go very soon, so let's ask you a final question. All right, Leo, why don't you ask him? Leo, go for it. Ask him a question. You go for it.
Yeah, you got me off guard there.
I don't know
So I just don't know how much stuff you guys cover on your channel. So I don't know, like, if you guys have done any type of
any Tottenham.
Yeah. So who out of our new signings is the player that you're most wanting to see play? Now
Perisic.
they haven't. Okay, well I feel the same way. Okay, and so which one of our players is by far, like, you think is going to be the most disappointing?
Disappointing? I want to, of our signings or of our players in general?
Just in general. I mean, do you think Kulu will have a sophomore slump? Do you think Kane might not back more than 20? Do you think Sonny will end up, not filling the boots? Or, I mean, what's your biggest disappointment that
about the players this season? It's all about how fit can the players be? How many solid performances? How many 7 out of 10? How many 6.5 out of 10 performances can they give? Because we don't need one game a 10 out of 10 performance, the next game a 3 or 5 where you do mistakes. We want the solid. We want Harry Kane 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7. We want him goal or assist. That's what we need when we're playing so many games in the season. But that's what we need. Well, in my opinion, it's Perisic who's going to be a surprise, and that's the guy who I want to see most, because he can play in so many positions where if there's injuries, we don't need to worry because we've got Perisic. He's a good player. You can see it. He's not scared to take a shot at goal. He's not scared to. He's got the desire. He's not scared also to try and create something new, and that's why I really want to see Perisic play more. And I hope he won't get injured. And the player I think who will flop, who will have a bad season, in my opinion, is Højbjerg, because it's been it's just the start of the season, yes. So I'm not sure, but I have that gut feeling that I see Højbjerg, because I'll tell you, Højbjerg in the past couple of seasons, his first 2 seasons were really good, solid performances, but I think now it's going to be just he's been slowly not showing the skillful Højbjerg. He hasn't been showing too much, and with loads of game time that we will need to see Højbjerg playing, and if he will not play good enough, he won't have his place in squad, and will lose to Bissouma, who was really good. Watching him in his 2 games for Spurs. So, anyways, well, I really don't want it to happen, but I think it's going to be Højbjerg, and he'll learn from it, and he'll get better. So yeah, that's about it.
You guys, could I ask all three of you guys a question? What
Go
is
for it.
your what is your ideal midfield pair?
Ooh, ooh. I mean, look, I've said this a couple of times, and a lot of people disagree with me, but I go for Højbjerg and Bissouma. The reason why is because I don't see Bentancur succeeding in a role where we are going to be left getting attacked a lot of the times due to the players are being attacked. You might have not understood me there. Let me explain it a bit more. If we're saying that our wing backs, we've just got Sessegnon, we've got Perisic, we're telling them, we got Spence, we got Emerson, we got Doherty, we're telling them, oh lads, beat the first man, get past your first man. What happens is that you get past your first man, you do something, and say you lose the ball there, you need at least one central defensive midfielder who can hold who can hold the midfield together. And then when you got Bissouma, who's a very, very strong central midfielder, and you've got Højbjerg, who's a natural central defensive midfielder, I think that covers the park easily. Obviously, you're going to look for some creativity inside that midfield, but our creativity, as we know, comes from our wing backs. Therefore, if our wing backs can do the creativity for us, it solves the midfield for us. We don't. Why would
And
we
it's
need?
not like Basuma can't be creative. He's got some creativity sparks here and there in Brighton. He's good. Højbjerg is
Who's your midfield pair?
me.
Yeah.
I think it's for me. Well, it matters what game are we playing: Premier League or Cup or Champions League. So for me, Premier League, ideally, it's going to be Bissouma and Højbjerg. For cups, I think it would be Skippy and Højbjerg or Skippy and Bissouma. And for Champions League, in my opinion, Bentancur and Bissouma or Bentancur and Højbjerg, because you want players with more experience, players who are ready for raw football that's not Premier League, it's not Cup, it's Champions League is something different. Any team has a chance. You never know what cards other team has. It's always a surprise, you know.
Very, very, very true. Dimitris, Leo's question: duo in the midfield. Who are you going for?
I would go for Basuma and Holberg as well.
Fair enough. Fair enough. No reason.
Well, with Holberg, I've seen how he plays with us.
Yeah.
And with Basuma, I've seen how he's been playing at Brighton. Because the game that we played against them, when we lost the 1-0 win last season, he was actually quite good. But because he's with us now, and he's with Antonio Conte, with the tactics, I don't know how Antonio Conte has asked Basuma I don't know how Antonio Conte has asked Basuma how to play his tactics in the midfield.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I mean, look, it all depends on tactics. After all, depending what team will play. But Aviel, I know you have to go. Thanks so much once again. One of the new Spurs I remember. Come on, you Spurs! Love that tattoo. Fantastic.
guys. Bye. Thank you.
All right, bye, Demetrius. Bye, Aviel. Demetrius is staying, right?
Yeah, I'm staying still.
Oh, good. Cool. All right. Leo, let's head over to you and let's just ask you your question. Who are you starting in the midfield?
Yeah.
All those midfielders. Let me just tell you guys the midfielders you got. You got pick the first up. Hoiberg, Bissouma, City, Bentancur. Am I missing?
Pepe Sar.
Pepe Star.
I mean, and technically too, we still have Giovanni Lo Celso and Ndombele. So yeah. I mean, I can answer this question a few different ways. I can answer it with my heart, and I can answer it with what I want to see, and I can answer it with, I guess, the more common, common answer. In my heart, I would honestly love to see a combination of Skippy and Ndombele, just because Ndombele is a baller. Now he doesn't have the heart to play for Spurs, so I mean I don't want him to play. That's just saying in a perfect world, well, I would totally love to see Skippy and Ndombele ball together. But for the time being and for argument's sake, I'm gonna go with Bentancur and Basuma. I love the way Bentancur plays football with his feet. He's got some good feet, man, and he's got confidence to do nutmegs. He's got confidence to do back heels anywhere, even inside of our own box. So I really like that. But Suma, we brought him in for one reason, and that was to help shore up, from our defense to our attackers. And I think he does that really well. He's not afraid to get the ball, win the ball off of somebody, and have a pop from wherever it is that he's at, which is something that most of our midfielders like that lack. Højbjerg, I'm used to seeing him throw it over, kick it over the bar, which is why I hate when Højbjerg has the ball, right there, just outside of the 18-yard box, because I know it's going to end up as a souvenir for the fans. Benny doesn't really Bentancur doesn't really shoot so much as I would like to. I think I think I would much rather see Bentancur play instead of Højbjerg. Although the stats don't lie. Højbjerg is definitely, he was top 3 in all last year of the Premier League with build-up play. He does lose the ball sometimes, don't get me wrong, but when he does have the ball, he's playing really smart passes. It's just the style of football that Højbjerg plays just doesn't. It's not attractive to me. I would prefer Bentancur and Basuma. I mean, man, if you're Antonio Conte and you have this headache, how lovely of a headache is that? Picking from all of these different guys, who you gonna play? Skippy when he's back fit, man, it's a headache. And so
it's the
I can
best
imagine people that play fantasy football, and they have all these different. It's probably a headache for them too, but I can only imagine how Conte feels. And yeah, I'm excited, man. I'm excited for this. I'm so glad we have depth. I'm so glad we have way more depth than what we had last season. So, and we're definitely gonna need it. And only Conte sees them every day. We don't see him every day, so we get to see him once a week, maybe twice a week. Conte sees him every day. So whatever lineup he puts out there, whatever midfield pair he puts out there, I get behind the lads and I cheer him on and I root for him.
Fair enough. All right, we're going to go on a 15-second break, and we're going to be back with some more of the Tottenham Hotspur. We're going to talk about Tottenham Hotspur versus Southampton. Then shortly after, we'll be talking about the embarrassing Manchester United 2-1 defeat at home, and then we will finalize the whole live with a solid winner from Manchester City versus West Ham. We'll be back in a bit. Come on, you Spurs.
Yeah.
All right. I told you it was 15 seconds, didn't I? I did say it was 15 seconds. It's not much of a break, but it's nice for the YouTube channel. You get a little cut there, and you can make 2 videos out of that. But
that was a neat little thing you did there, man. That's pretty nice. I like that.
That was
Thank you.
thing.
Appreciate it.
and that was a good little thing because I got to the kitchen. As I got in the kitchen, I was going to grab myself a glass of water, and then 5 minutes later, he just come back on with it.
Guys, I did say it was a 15-second fake.
Yeah.
But let's Demetrius, go get some water. Go get some water, lad. Go get some water.
I've got one quick question.
Yeah.
I know Elisa. I know Giovanni Elisa is back on loan from Villarreal.
Yeah.
But
No.
I've been hearing that Villarreal are
Yeah.
actually trying to buy
What?
Lo Celso.
I thought you were gonna ask me, would you start Giovanni Lo Celso? I was like, I'm gonna no way. Absolutely not.
No, I wasn't asking anything like that. But I've actually heard that that Villarreal want to buy Giovanni Lo Celso.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start with Julio. What are your thoughts on Villarreal buying what are your thoughts on Villarreal buying Giovanni Ellison from Tottenham?
Well, I'm almost tempted to start a GoFundMe page for Villarreal so they could just hurry up and buy him and get him off of our books. If I'm honest with you, I'll even donate to that cause. Let's raise some money to help Villarreal with the transfer fee and just take him. Don't even take him on a loan. Just if it's a loan with the obligation to buy, just pay the money already and take him. If I'm Daniel Levy, I'm just cut the price in half. Whatever it is they're offering you, say, you know what, I'm gonna cut that in half, and you could take him. And you know what? I'll even go one better, half off, and it's BOGO. Buy one get one free. You take either Rincey or Ndombele.
What a deal! What a deal!
And another quick question: with the goalkeeper that we got from Atalanta, so I know we had him on a loan deal for last season.
Yeah.
Leo, if you were Daniel Levy and you brought that goalkeeper from Atalanta, would you buy him on loan or would you buy him for the whole season? Or would you buy him?
Well, I think he actually went to Fiorentina now. He's at Fiorentina now.
Is he?
Yeah. He's at Fiorentina. I think he wasn't good enough. Conte never gave him the time or day. I think he only played maybe like 1 or 2 games under Conte, so that just goes to show you a lot. I heard he was a really good person to have in the locker room, but at the end of the day, that doesn't really matter if you're not if you're not holding up your own weight,
Mm-hmm.
Fact. I can't lie to that. Let's just head over to some to Tottenham Hotspur versus Southampton. I'm just interested. Yes, good dub. Big dub. The 4-1. It was a good dub. It was a good dub. We conceded early on to the game with a fantastic goal by James Ward-Prowse. Nice volley on the floor. Look, you can't deny it was a great goal. Dimitris, how would you sum up that game as a 4-1 win over Southampton? How do you sum that up?
To be honest, the game again. To be honest, I'm happy that the Premier League is actually back. I'm happy. With Tottenham, I thought we were gonna get like a hard team. I thought we were gonna get like Man United, Chelsea, or Liverpool, or maybe Man City again, like we did last year. And I know we beat Man City 1-0 and 3-2 at Etihad. But with our first game, I didn't know that we were going to get a Southampton. Playing at home against Southampton, I know we lost 3-2 last year at home.
Yeah.
But with that 4-1 win over Southampton, I'm going to say, okay, with James Ward-Prowse, that was a brilliant goal. That was a brilliant goal from from outside the penalty area box on the
just
volley,
outside.
them on the floor and kicked it in. But when Tottenham saw that, when Tottenham saw that they were 1-0 down, they were like, all right, so it's Southampton again. We lost 3-2 last year, 1-0 down, but
we're not doing that again.
But with my opinion, I know Antonio Conte saw that goal when we were 1-0 down.
Yeah.
And to be honest, I think if I was Antonio Conte, I would have got all the players back together, and I said, right, we are 1-0 down. We can't lose to Southampton again. We have to try and push up. But to be honest, with Ryan Sessegnon coming up with that 1-1 goal, that was outrageous.
Good finish. Look, its finish was pretty good. I mean, do you think that?
Yeah. Sorry, Josh. Because he was at the back post, and to be honest, when he was at the back post, there was hardly no one there. But when that ball crossed, was getting crossed in, Cole Peters actually ran to Ryan Sessegnon to actually. You know, I'm not being rude about Cole Peters, yeah. But I know I'm not a Southampton fan. But Cole Peters, he was the only player that was marking Ryan Sessegnon to not get that goal. He was the only player.
But I guess that's what it should be, no? I mean,
he was the only player that was marking. But coming back with that 4-1 win, it was just a blow.
It was a good win. I mean, look, it's Southampton. You can't not be happy win after Southampton. Not the easiest team. Leo, the win for you. Similar question to the Liverpool one. What does that give you? What does that give you an energy boost saying, okay, we're looking pretty strong? Or is it saying to you, well, crap, we conceded earlier. That's not good. Where does that win sit for you?
Yeah. Well, just to answer your question on a couple of fronts, going into the game a couple of days before, I predicted we'd win 4-1, and I predicted James Ward-Prowse to have their one goal. Yeah. On my channel, you could go back and watch it, man. I've been on a couple other pods, and I predicted 4-1.
Everyone go there.
Yeah, and so one thing that is worrying some is definitely the fact that we're gonna have to outpunch everybody because we're gonna get punched up a little bit. If we don't get a new center back, somebody in the middle, somebody that's commanding, then we either have to be okay with outscoring teams 5 goals, 4 goals, 5 goals, and hopefully they don't put 4 or 5 in our net. That's one thing that I got from the game. I'm not surprised that Southampton scored first, again, for the same reason. We lack a center defenseman that is going to shore that up. The likes of a Milan Skriniar, Nikola Milenkovic. Somebody like that, that's a big, powerful presence to shore up the defense, and then I'm not worried about it. I know we're always going to be scoring goals. Our front line, our midfield and up is definitely solid. I'm not worried about us scoring goals. The game at Southampton just reiterated all of that. I'm not surprised either that Cesc got a goal. He's been due for a Premier League goal. This is his first goal. Again, I tell you guys again, indicative of an Antonio Conte football team. His wingback scoring goals, his wingers scoring, passing to the wingbacks. Emerson Royale almost scored a goal. It was an own goal at the end of the day, but he was
Yeah,
there.
by
He was the only
Salah.
one in that area to hit the ball that way. I'm not surprised Harry Kane didn't get on the score sheet. He just for some reason has some sort of thing with August where he can't really put him in the back of the sack in August. That's okay. Sonny looked to be the only one that I think maybe is not a step behind, but I know that last year Sonny was lacking his final touch well into late into the season when he started banging those goals in for fun. 4-1 is a very good. It's a very good outcome for the start of the season. It easily could have been 6-7-1. But yeah, I'm not worried. I'm not worried about us being able to score goals. I'm worried about us being able to keep clean sheets. Um, Southampton. One thing I did hear was I was watching the post game presser and I seen how their 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 coach had said Tottenham kicked it up into a level and it was just gone from there. I think he said like after 25 minutes he noticed that we stepped it up a notch, and after he noticed that we were up a notch, he was like, we weren't gonna catch them after that point. If you tell me if I was to hear that last year, I would be surprised. But the fact that I'm hearing that now, oh my god, that is so hectic. The fact that I said this before. A Premier League team, albeit Southampton. Southampton is not a pushover team, you guys. Southampton has
No.
been in the Premier League now for a couple of years. They're not up and down. They're not up and down. They've been established a Premier League team for quite a while. So the fact that another Premier League team's manager is saying, "Hey, these guys freaking ran us up and down the pitch," and then to top it off, he said they stepped it into a gear that we couldn't even match. That's
Yeah.
music to my ears. That makes me go into this weekend. By the way, my birthday's on Monday. They play Chelsea on Sunday, so I'm hoping for a nice little birthday gift. So
Happy
the fact that we're
birthday, Leo.
playing,
Happy birthday.
yeah,
Happy
thank you,
birthday,
thank you,
man.
thank you, thank you. As soon as I mean, once you get older, man, it's just another day. Especially, I might have to work that day, so it's just like but it'll
Ah.
be okay if we beat the scum. It'll be all right.
You can be this
Um,
guy.
Well,
It does.
to be honest, with that Chelsea game, I'm actually away for that game because I'm on
nice.
holiday. So I'll
enough.
probably see it at my holiday. But
Yeah.
but like you said, Leo, with the Southampton manager, like it's like what you said in the 25th minute, and there was no way because when we went 2-1 up, and there
Yeah.
was no way that Southampton would have catched us.
No. No.
It would have catched us.
Look,
Thank you for
guys,
putting my link right there, by the way, too.
no problem.
I appreciate
Guys,
that, Josh.
everyone subscribe to Leo's channel.
Yeah.
Listen, it's a new Tottenham channel. We all like to support them. As you know, we're on the road to 1,000, and something
Big
that
up.
I would love is if I could get the help. So I'm trying to help you, so you can get the help to get the help to get the help. To reach
Nice,
your
man.
goal
I appreciate
you want
that.
to.
Yes.
No problem. Look, anytime, bro. Let's
Um,
go on to go on, Dimitris. Yeah.
and to announce with all the people that is on this channel right now, I just found out yesterday, Thursday the 25th of August. Can you all please go on BT Sports 1 for the Champions League group stage?
That's gonna
when
be a
it's
good
going to
one.
be. Thursday the 25th of August, BT Sports 1. I don't know what time. No, 5 o'clock here. Be 7 in my country. But to be honest, with all our supporters that are on this live now, Thursday, 24th of August, B Sports 1 Champions League group stage. I know we're in the Champions League. We were fighting it for last season against Arsenal. So
it's gonna be good. Champions League is gonna be it's gonna be great. But yeah,
to be honest, I just hopefully now with all our 6 new transfer windows that we've got, well, 7 now, the one that you just announced, Josh.
yeah.
Hopefully we can win the Champions League. Just hopefully we can.
Hopefully. But let's slightly move on to a team that is not in the Champions League. I like to say that. I like to say that,
Manchester
guys.
United.
I'm getting very excited about this, and it's a team who just it keeps on going down. It keeps on going down. Money doesn't buy you success, and it is, of course,
Manchester United won. Brighton
2-1 to Brighton. I mean, yes, I had to stick in that Christian Eriksen because Christian Eriksen. You chose Man United, lads. You could have stayed at Brentford. Stay at Brentford. Stay anywhere. Don't go to Man United. You're falling into the trap. Leo, what's happening to Manchester United?
Get off the boat while it's sinking. Get off the boat because it's going down, man. It's going down. I did a little piece on one of my streams how Christian Eriksen admitted he could have joined Manchester United 3 times while he was at Spurs. Just changed my whole mind on him. I'm glad he stuck with us. It did show the loyalty, but you don't come out and say stuff like that. And I agree. He should have just stayed at Brentford. Like I said, the ship's sinking. Money can't buy you everything. Eric Ten Hag, he could do it in the Eredivisie, but I mean, let's face it, you guys. The Premier League is a cut above. If you're in the Premier League, you're cut from a different cloth. So, good luck to the Manchester United players. It seems to be that they got issues going on back scenes and all up and down that club, all up and down that club. They just having problems, And then they have the shit show that is Cristiano Ronaldo. What's going on there? You don't have a player of that magnitude, that much money, just that I mean, yeah, couple of 4 or 5 years ago, he was arguably with Messi the best players on the world, but I mean, let's face it, you guys, he's getting older. He's not the player, he's not even a fraction of the player he was 10 years ago, so United fans, you guys could keep him as long as you want. You guys could keep going the way you're going. I love to see I love to see results like this. Brighton had their number last season as well. So yeah. And
Look,
a lot of people here, are Manchester United fans. I'm from Colorado in the United States, part of Colorado Spurs. And a lot of people here are Manchester United fans, Liverpool, Chelsea fans, a bunch of Arsenal fans because some of our local teams here are owned by the Cronkies. And so yeah, every time I get to bag on those teams, I just take advantage of it because I love doing it to the fullest. So
fair
down
enough.
United.
Fair enough. I just wanted to share one thing to you. Look at that. I'm not sure if you guys can see this now. Look at that. Can we just talk about ignore Manchester United? Just look at the player itself. Ronaldo, he doesn't get into the team in my opinion because of Harry Kane. Rashford, fine. Sancho, on the other hand, there's a debate. Sancho, Kulusevski. Bruno Fernandes easily gets into Tottenham Hotspur. Pogba, absolute baller. Paul Pogba has a reputation of an absolute baller. Of course, he's an outstanding player. McTominay, leave him alone. Luke Shaw, an unbelievable English left back who played unbelievable last season. Okay, Maguire, leave him alone. Rafael Varane, absolute class. Wan-Bissaka used to be an insane right back. David De Gea, arguably one of the best goalkeepers ever to play in the Premier League. Look at that team. That's literally money. And it just shows how big players cannot play cannot always have the full chemistry. But Dimitris, I want to come over to you with the Manchester United defeat, obviously. Does this scare you a little bit? Because of Brighton.
Do you know what?
Yeah.
You know what, Josh? To be honest, Man City, where did I make Man City from? Man United, they were playing against Brighton, yeah? Okay, I know last season they got slapped 4-0 against Brighton, but with a 2-1 loss, it was actually a shocking to Man United, losing 2-1. Okay, yeah. Eriksen. Okay, with Eriksen, to be honest, Eriksen, I love Christian Eriksen. I know he was at Spurs, and then he went to Inter Milan. But
Yep.
To be honest with Eriksen, he's but to be honest with Eriksen, he's actually starting slowly again as get better and better.
Yep.
Because I don't know if you lot saw when he had that accident in the Euros when he fell and he clapped straight to the
One
ground.
second, Demetrius. I'll get back to you 1 second. I just want to say, Mile High Hotspur, Leo Coys, 1882. Leo, you're an absolute legend. Thanks so much for joining.
Thank
I know
you.
this is not a typical live stream with Tom, so there's not many views, but thanks so much for watching. I appreciate it. Yeah, you've helped the
No, big
you
up.
helped the stream become much more interesting. Big up.
Yeah, big up, you guys. Like I said, I seen your message on the WhatsApp. I'll go ahead and just keep an eye out for it at any time. And also
Thank
too,
you.
man, I would love for you to come onto my show. And just be part of the community there. If I could just real quick show you my tattoo. I got a tattoo right there that says Tottenham. Yeah,
Yes.
right there. I got an N17 right here.
Yes.
Let's see here. I got the Hotspur logo right there, and then
That
on the
is
front I
sick.
have some white lilies. I'm definitely not done. I'm gonna keep going.
You sure you're a Tottenham
But
fan, yeah?
what's that, brother?
You sure you're a Tottenham fan, yeah? You sure?
I haven't made up my mind yet, bro. I haven't made up my mind yet. But
Absolutely. Thanks so much for joining. You guys know where to find him. Leo's channel, Mile Hotspur. It's actually a great channel. I've just subscribed to it.
thank
But
you.
I have heard that you're the little sister, or you're the sister of THFC. What's it
Yeah,
called? THFC.
THFC till I die.
Yeah, guy.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Well, guys,
So
make sure you guys go and follow Leo. Thanks so much
yeah,
for joining in. Come on, you Spurs, and we'll
thank
see
you,
you. Hopefully, you can come on
thank you.
another time, though.
For sure, my man. We'll make it happen. Don't worry about it. We'll make it happen. We'll make it happen.
Thank you.
Demetrius,
I
nice to
will,
meet you, my man. Be easy.
Leo, I will subscribe to your channel as well, really, so we can come on your live as
Thank you.
well.
For sure. Right on. Come on,
There
you
you go.
Spurs.
Come on, you Spurs.
Spurs.
Fantastic, fantastic. I mean, it's good to have people on the channel, Demetrius, right? I mean, like, look, it's good fun. Let's. Sorry, I cut you off. I cut you off. Go on. What were you saying about the United Brighton?
Yeah. Before we were the United Brighton, big up fan to Leo as well. It's good to have new faces on this channel as well. Yeah. So I was saying, with Eriksen when he had that, when he collapsed, in a Euro game.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know he collapsed in a Euro game, and that was really scary for everyone, even Tottenham fans as well. That was really scary, but what got me really angry is the Inter Milan manager didn't want Eriksen to play football
Yeah.
in Inter Milan. But big up Eriksen though. He didn't stop playing football. He had his fall that he had, got up, went, and they saved him. They saved him. He got back on his feet and went straight back to his career on football. And with Eriksen coming back to the Premier League, I know he. Okay, yeah. He went to Brentford on loan. He had a good season at Brentford and stuff, but with Tottenham, we were actually in talks with Eriksen's agent. We didn't actually put money down to buy him, but we were in talks with his agent. But
yeah.
But Man United actually buying him, and he goes to a team that are in the Europa League,
and he goes to Man United, and he starts his debut, and he loses his first game at home. To be honest, with the 2-1 win for Brighton, that was actually quite shocking. Under Ting Hang, coming to London and managing an English club, it's that when they were showing him on TV, he was actually thinking in his head, "Oh my God, what have I done? I've come to a club that I've moved from a club that I've won so many trophies with." He's moved from Ajax, from winning the Dutch league, and he's come to a Premier League team that has lost 2-1. To be honest, I'm not being rude about Man United. I'm not being rude about Man United, yeah. But if Man United keep on going on a run with losing some games, yeah.
Look, I'm gonna say it's Manchester United. Look, the fact is Manchester United aren't going to get any better anytime soon. It's a big, hole for them. Brighton, in my opinion, played very, very well. Bissouma is a big miss for them. Cucurella is a big miss for them. But they've signed some good players. Let's just have a look about who Brighton signed this season. Brighton Hove Albion. They have signed now. Let's have a look who they've signed.
But to be honest with you, with Man United, but if they keep on going on a run and losing their games in the Premier League, I won't be surprised if they actually sack Eric Ting Hang.
Yeah.
But I'm not saying they will sack him. I'm not saying I'm not saying that they will sack him, but bringing a new manager in, yeah, getting him to know all the players and bringing him to a new stadium, yeah. Okay, to be honest, it's like everyone says, it's not the manager's fault that it's not the manager's fault that Man United have lost. It's actually the players that it's actually the players that are on the pitch.
Exactly.
It's their own fault.
People think it's Ronaldo, but it's not always Ronaldo. It's everyone. It's Maguire.
It's like when we lost to It's like when we lost to Chelsea at home.
Everyone blamed Antonio, but it wasn't really Antonio. It was just
everyone was actually blaming Antonio Conte. Like, to be honest with you guys, yeah, whoever is on this live stream now, yeah, to be honest with you guys, like Arsenal, Chelsea, Liverpool, Man City, Man United, anyone, whoever's fought, Newcastle, Aston Villa, anyone in the Premier League, yeah, if any of your team loses a game, do not blame the manager. The manager is in that dressing room, on that board, showing the players what to do. They go out there. Do not blame the manager. It's the players' fault. It's the players that are. It's the players that are on the pitch that are playing football. It's their fault. You should blame the players that are on the pitch, not the manager.
I agree with you. But let's head over to Man City versus West Ham. Solid 2-0 win for Man City. Let's get this very, very quickly. I'll go first. look, Man City, they're a solid team. Haaland, straight away banging. He's a great player. I think they're going to do very well. I predict that they're going to win the league this season. But yeah, Dimitris, final words on Manchester City, West Ham, and match day 1. What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on match day 1 in total, including Man City versus West Ham?
Right. To be honest, before I get into the West Ham and Man City game, Thomas, last season, I know we did beat Man City 1-0 at our Hot Lane, and I know we did beat them at 3-2 at the Etihad. Right, with the match day 1, with West Ham, Man City. To be honest, West Ham did sign a new player because he did come out on the pitch before the game started, but big up Man City though, getting Haaland in their team. To be honest, Josh, Haaland for Man City. I know it was his debut, and I know he scored 2 goals for Man City. But to be honest, though, with Haaland, everyone's seen how Haaland plays. Everyone has seen how he plays. But him coming to Man City and Man City trying to scare all the other Premier League teams, there's no bother, because you're bringing in a new player from Dortmund that every people from a different Premier League team that doesn't support Man City, they've seen how Haaland plays.
Look, it's true.
Okay, yeah. I'm going to go back 2019 when we played British Dortmund in the Champions League round of 16s. Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. The Dortmund manager did play Haaland against Tottenham.
No, because Haaland wasn't there yet.
But to be honest, with Man City bringing Haaland in and trying to scare us lot, it's like my uncle said to me yesterday. It's like my uncle said yesterday.
Yeah.
It goes to me, do you know what? It's Haaland. Doesn't scare no one. Doesn't scare us.
Fact.
Who cares if he's at Man City? And to be honest, with all our Spurs fans that I hear, if we play Man City and Haaland's there, what's the bother? We're still going to beat Man City anyway. Unless if Haaland does score against us.
But it all depends. Look, it all depends. I think match day 1 really showed us who the strikers are. And if they can really score, goals, the teams that will be threatening us.
Yeah.
But look, Dimitris,
without Haaland though, even though they've got Haaland, they've got Alvarez as well as a striker.
Alvarez as well. But I'm talking about players who actually played in match day 1. Alvarez didn't play that much. But the fact is, look, match day 1 has been concluded. I'm gonna say it was a fantastic match day. Dimitris, thanks for joining the show. Appreciate it, bro.
A quick comment before we go. With the match day 1, yeah, it was a good match. It was a really good one. West Ham, a big up West Ham, even though I'm not a West Ham fan, but big up West Ham though. They were, to be honest, they were like literally going for it. They were trying to get goals as well.
Fair enough to them. It is what it is. But look, the fact is we're top of the league right now. And Dimitris, thanks for coming on the show. Appreciate it, bro. As you know, you're always welcome on the show. Keep up, calling us in and Instagramming us, DMing us, and all that. Have a good one.
Thank you. Bye bye. Come on, bye bye.
All right. It's nice to have a little bit of messages. Nice content we're putting out for you guys. If you have not subscribed yet, please subscribe. And if you're new to the channel, make sure you comment down below what your name is so I can say hello to you next time. Come on, you Spurs. Conte is building an army, not a team. Come on, you Spurs. I'm joking. Yeah, we are going to end the video here. Well, the more like the live stream. Thanks for watching. Come on, you Spurs.
Here's Lucas Moura. Oh, they did it! I cannot believe it! Lucas Moura with the last kick of the game. We are back in the Champions League!